Hello there, friends. Welcome back for another Trinity Stamps video. This is Cassie. Today we're still focusing on some graduation cards. I wanted to make a bunch because it is graduation season. So let's talk about what we're using. I have our Grad sentiment die. I also have the Assortment for almost everything stamps and dies, and then our Superstar stencil. Now the Superstar stencil is a previously released, I think it was released last spring actually, and this is one of my absolute favorite stencils because it's a double stencil and you can add different colors. I mean, you wouldn't have to. You could keep it all the same color if you wanted, but I definitely wanted to do two colors. So I'm starting off with some, this is called No Diving, and I'm using my blending buddy, and I'm blending that blue, it's a beautiful blue, all across this first stencil. And just trying to make sure that I get a good blend in there. And what I love about this and how this is perfect for a graduation card or really anything is that you can customize, obviously. That's the beauty of making our own cards. And so I decided to customize this particular card panel to the school that my daughter goes to, or went to, because she's a graduate now. And yes, she already received this card. And so I chose UAH colors, which are blue. Well, it's mostly just blue, but I chose the yellow as well, which is called Shooting Star, because of like the yellow tassel that you receive when you graduate, right? So the blue is the main color. But think about it, for whoever you're making a graduation card for. Like my old high school could be green and gold, or my husband's, which would have been like, I think red and white. Or my alma mater of college could have been red and white as well. And so what I'm doing now is I'm trimming down some of that white cardstock because I decided not to cut my grad words apart for this grad sentiment. And then I want this to completely match perfectly. So I am going to blend on these pieces of cardstock. I've decided for the word, I'm going to do a blue, or it's going to be that No Diving again. So I'm using my blending buddy on that. And I'm blending that color all across that background. And then we can easily get that to match perfectly on the stars that we've already blended. I'll clean up my mess because you definitely want to make sure that you clean up your mat before you move on to the next color, which is that Shooting Star again. And this is going to be for our shadow. So our shadow will be the yellow and our word itself will be the blue. All right, so I'll run these through my die cutting machine after I kind of tack them down with some mint tape. And then we'll have each of our words ready to go, and it matches perfectly with that background. So check it out. How pretty is that? I would love to have a die set of this, like full on every letter of this particular font, because I just love it so much. And what I'm doing now is I'm taking my reverse tweezers, because those letters are a little bit tiny in areas, and I'm using my Crafty Gluefriend, and I'm going to glue down the word to our shadow. And yeah, like I said, I'd love to have both the shadow and the letters for the entire alphabet. Because this is so cool. So yeah, we'll do that for each of those. And the release went live yesterday. So you can get all the things I'm showing you right now. And they will all be linked down in the description box down below. Okay, so we'll put that away, and I'm looking at this, and I decide that that kind of gets lost on there. Maybe not a whole lot as I'm watching through the camera, but I've pulled in some of our vellum, the soft white vellum that Trinity Stamps now carries, and I've cut some down, and I think that works great. It kind of subdues the background just a little bit and makes our word grad pop off the page a little bit more. I went ahead and already stamped out my word congratulations, but didn't use the matching die that goes along with it. Once again, that comes from our sentiment for almost everything. And then I've put some double-sided adhesive on both sides of that panel. My base is some blue cardstock that I have that measured 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches and scored at 4 1/4. So this will be a side folding A2 size card. And now I'll peel off that release paper. And I'm kind of just eyeballing and also trying to use my glass mat to make sure that I have that fairly centered on there. But this panel measures 4 inches by 5.5 inches. I forgot to mention that. I did trim it down. So when I do put that down on my base, I'm going to have a little bit of blue on the left and the right hand side. We'll just fold that over. And the reason you do it this way is because this is vellum. And I put it down and thought, maybe I'll move it. Well, no, once it's down, it's down. But the reason that you do this with vellum is because any adhesive that you put on the front of the card, it is going to show. So that's why I wrap it around to make sure it's longer than my panel. More double-sided adhesive will peel off that release paper, and then we can put down our panel onto our base. And there is zero glue showing. All right, now we'll kind of place our word on there and see how we like that. I love it. I love adding vellum to panels because it subdues things a little bit so that whatever you're putting on top of it will pop a little more. It's just an extra element that's really neat. And then once again, using our reverse tweezers and some of our Crafty Gluefriend, we are gluing down each of those letters, making sure that I get those on there fairly straight and centered. And then I'll also glue down the word congratulations. And then I decide to bring in some milk glass gems. These are so pretty. And I figured that like that extra glimmer, boy, words are hard today. That extra little pop of glimmer on there would be really nice, and it doesn't take away from the blue or the yellow. So I'll just use my pickup stick and some more Crafty Gluefriend to attach all of those down. I was fairly liberal, I think, with putting those on there. And then, of course, I should have done this ahead of time, but I remembered afterwards that I needed to put some white cardstock on the inside as well, because this is a blue card base. And unless you have like a white gel pen, it's going to be hard to write on there. So I put that on the inside, and that will now finish off our card. I love how this turned out. It already has gone to the recipient. But there it is. I love it. If you like it, please be sure to hit that like button, and definitely consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. And big thanks for all the support that you guys give. I appreciate y'all so much. And I will see you very soon in another video. Bye, everybody.